Welcome, everyone. Good evening. So, today is our third call on the three-part series of applied mindfulness in relationships. And today we are discussing the third contemplation pointer, which is we always walk alone together. So, we have discussed the other two on Wednesday and Friday. And as a lot of you are joining us for the first time, so let me explain how these calls are. So these are open discussions, and you all are invited to talk. You can talk about your stories, you can share your experiences, or you can just ask any question you get in between. And how to do that is just raise your hand, and or maybe you can just unmute yourself and start talking. So that's how it's going to be. And about contemplation pointers, so these are statements, and we assume that these statements that we give are true. And then we figure out ways to prove that they are true. And that's how these sessions go on. We contemplate on it, discuss it, and we go into the detail of the sentence in as much detail as possible. So that's what it is about. And the contemplation pointer is we always walk alone together. So whosoever wants to share what you got out of this one sentence, what you could understand, you can just raise your hand and start talking. So any of you can go ahead. And it's not going to be a one-way communication session. We are not going to do any presentation or anything. So who wants to go first? Lavanya, your hand is up. So if you can just turn it down, or maybe if you want to talk, you can go ahead. Okay, anyway, anybody else? Trisha, Seema, Shuchi, any of you guys want to kickstart the conversation?
Hi, Namika. I just
Hello.
hi. I just now joined, so I'm not. Um, I don't know what did you ask.
So the contemplation pointer was we always walk alone together. So what do you feel about this sentence? What this means? What it could mean?
It is. I read this over the group, so I assume like it is even if we are with someone, but ultimately it is our own individual journey only. So yeah, we are together with everyone, but still we are alone because we are responsible for our own journey. In that sense, we are alone.
Hmm.
This is what coming to me as of now.
Okay, but the sentence says we are always alone together.
Yeah, it means like even if we are together or with someone, we are
We
alone.
are
Maybe
alone.
I,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool, cool. Let's explore it a little bit more. Anyone else? Akarma, you have any question or anything you would like to share about this or ask people here?
nothing comes to my mind right now. I would like someone to kickstart and share. There's so many people on the call. So what resonated about this statement? So even if you didn't understand anything, you joined the call. So something must have resonated. So you can maybe start from there and just say what resonated about this statement. It would be, as we said, that this is a interactive session. And if we are the ones who will just kickstart by telling this is what we think, then the call will be over in 10 minutes. So the idea is not to use this platform as a classroom that we come and we receive from the teacher and then we go away, but it is more like work towards it. Just put some efforts and try. So even if it's wrong, even if you feel that I don't know this, that's fine. Just give it a go. Just play with it. Um, Trisha, your hand is up. Yes.
Yeah, because nobody else is saying anything, so I'll just go ahead.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Good.
I think there are two things that I understand. One, which somebody said earlier, that in life, your journey is solitary, right? You can be with people and doesn't always have to be in a romantic relationship. You will find people to help you on that journey. They can be your healers, your therapists, your coaches, but at the end, it always boils down to you and what you have to do, right? Even if you go to a doctor and you have an issue that you need to heal, they'll give you medicines, but it's on you to take those medicines on time and to do those things that the doctor tells you to do. So that's the alone part of it. But it doesn't mean that there is not support. There's not love. There is no one to, help you and assist you on that journey. And in a very romantic context, like in the context of partnerships, what I take it to mean is that even if you're together, you're sharing, you know, a life together, there needs to be space for each other, right? So you are alone even when you are in a partnership. And the best partnerships are the ones where the individual has space to grow and explore while always coming back to that one central focal point, which is the relationship that you both share. That is it.
Yeah,
That's nice. Nicely shared.
beautiful.
Trisha. Does this give hint to other people now? Is that are, are other people on the call ready to give this a go? What Trisha said.
I also think like Trisha put it perfectly. So that is what even I uh, wanted to say, but she was able to put it in better words and in better way. So yeah, same thoughts from my side.
Okay. Okay. And how do we put all this together in terms of the 3 pointers that we have shared so far? So how do we bring this all together? So if we resonate with this statement, if this sounds correct, and what Trisha said, I am assuming if nobody is talking, then I'm assuming that they are also agreeing. I'm going to go with that. If nobody is talking, then I will assume that you agree with this. Then, then why do we have so much problems in relationships? If we resonate with this, if this makes sense and everything is good and everything is true, then why do we have problems in relationships? Then why do we have codependent relationships? Yes, Trisha, go ahead.
Because a lot of us don't know how to be alone with ourselves, with our own fears, with our own insecurities. Um, and it goes back to, all of that talk about self-love, which we have done in the last two sessions. But if we take this to be true, and say that you have to be alone in order to be able to be together with somebody else, then you need to be okay being alone, which a lot of us aren't. We don't know what our baggage is. We don't know what our trauma is. We don't know what parts of us are healed and what parts of us are unhealed. And we just like jump into a relationship, and then we just get triggered and we act out. And I know I'm saying that from a very personal point of view as well, because that's something that I figured out about myself.
Hmm. Yes. One of the things which I have observed talking to people in the relationship field is we jump from one relationship to the other. And when I say jump, I don't necessarily mean that straight away next day. It could be few weeks, it could be few months, it could be few years. I will still call it jump from one to the other because in between, nothing else has happened other than the time has passed. That's the only thing. For majority of cases, I'm talking about. I would not, again, every time we make a statement, I keep saying 80-20 rule, 80-20 rule. So um, it's not 100%, but we're talking about generally people move from one to the other and maybe they just take a little time. They just take a little time out. However, they don't necessarily do anything about their issues or their wounds or anything. It just they will just feel that time is the best healer. They move from one to the other, so they don't do anything. And in that now they in that unhealed state, now they are expecting an even better outcome next time. They're thinking that next time, next partner, things are going to be better. How is that so? In the last relationship, you were less wounded and things turned out to be that way. And now you are carrying on the baggage, carrying on the backlog, more wounded. We are more wounded and we are expecting next time things are going to be better. Let's compute on that. Let's think about that. How is that? How are those expectations going together? That I have not worked on myself. I'm not seen what has caused all those failures. And yet, I just feel that if I move away, if I just take a time out, it was the problem of that person, that family, or whatever. Now I've just moved away. Now I have taken some time out, and now I'm ready to meet another person. And this time I'm going to make it even better. How?
Um, I think only one thought coming in my mind for this point is like through awareness to be better and to deal in a better way next time, because we keep repeating the pattern. I hope there is not so much noise when I'm speaking, because I'm walking. Is it fine?
Yeah, you're audible. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So so I I think like through awareness only we could act better, not from a wounded space, because we will keep repeating the mistakes or maybe make things more worse, relationship after relationship. Only uh, we operate from a place of unawareness or maybe unconsciously. But if we are aware and we have our proper intentions in the place, then maybe we will become better only. We will see those challenges as learning. Uh, yeah, and would be more aware to deal with it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, as as Trisha mentioned before that, if we get sick, we go to the doctor. They give us medicine. So nobody can take the medicine. Even a mother can't take a medicine for her child and expect the child to get better, no matter how much the mother loves that child. No matter how much you love another person or another person loves you, what you have to do, you have to do. Nobody can lift the weights for you, and you can lose weight or build muscles. Nobody can do dieting for you, and you can become healthy. It's what we have to do, what we have to do. In that regard, we have to walk alone. But as you said that there are there's support. There's so we don't have to live alone. We have to understand that what are the things that we have to take ownership and responsibilities for. We cannot expect others to take ownership and responsibilities of things that we need to do and we need to address. And one of those ones is our uh, unresourceful conditioning, our emotional wounds, our traumas, our griefs. We can talk to people, we can vent out, we can complain, we can take suggestions, we can take advice, someone can give us a healing process. All those things are fine. Ultimately, we have to do it. And in that doing, we are alone. Yes,
It's
Seema, you are
somehow,
on.
uh,
Yes,
yes.
go ahead.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead,
just
Anna.
wanted to say this thing that it's somehow very much linked to the last, contemplation point. That is that love is real, but it cannot be shown to us by others. The problem is ki, the responsibility of us being happy, that unfortunately, and especially in romantic relationships, it's like 100 kg का baggage हम डाल देते हैं अपने partners पे और इन सब लोगों पे जो हमारी life में होते हैं, and we expect them to make us happy all the time. ठीक है, that they do this and then I'll be happy, they do that and then I'll be happy. They do it, of course they do it, but they are also human beings. It's not possible for them that they can keep pleasing you 24/7, and the moment they don't, and the moment they get busy in their lives, we start feeling that, oh, now I'm not loved anymore, right? Now they have not done enough for me, right? And I'm doing so much, so I start doing so much for them because I want to get what I need from them. And then it becomes a cycle of unconscious, that I'm doing so much for you, now you did do this for me. And none of this is actually getting spoken, right? It's not clearly stated, nobody is talking about it, and nobody is even seeing it or is even aware of it, right? So these things are all happening at a very unconscious level. Everybody is just expecting the other person to make them happy, and for how long it can go for. So
Even even when we are talking to people about those who are trying to find the right partner for themselves, people have a checklist, and often their checklist is inspired, motivated by what they didn't like in their life. So perhaps they looked at their father or mother, and I didn't like this about my father, I didn't like this about my mother, or this about the, and I want, therefore they create an opposite thing, that now I want this from my partner. So even the list, the criteria, although they feel that this is a positive thing, but that positive thing also is driven by a negative effect only. So it's not coming out of a space of love. It is coming out of a space that I want to move away from this. So they feel this is positive. Now I'm expecting a positive quality from my partner. But that is just running away from what they have experienced.
yeah, yeah, and that it again reminds me of one phenomenal sentence, like which like hit me so hard when it came to me, which was like, needing someone because you love them is not the same as loving someone because you need them. So when it's impossible for us to not have needs, right? We all want to share our lives with people, but the thing is that when we are complete in ourselves, when we ourselves feel happy, then it's like we can go and let's suppose a karma is my best friend. I'm happy on my own and I can just ask him, would you like to do this with me? Would you like to go there with me, share this with me, right? That is a different space. But then I love him because I need him. So in that case, I would be doing it to meet my need, just to meet my need. So in the first case, whether my need is met, great, superb, awesome. Even if it is not met, I will figure out for myself because I have done work and I know the ways to keep myself happy. I'm not basing all my life based on, what a karma, whether he goes out for an outing with me. But when we base our relationships completely based on our needs, which is okay if done consciously, right? If it is coming from the space of love. But if not, then it becomes neediness, right? And that gives birth to all the codependent relationships in the world. Where people say, I love you. Parents, you have heard parents saying that मैं तुमसे कितना प्यार करता हूँ, देखो तुम्हारे लिए पूरी जिंदगी में तुमको बड़ा आदमी बनाया है, तुम्हारे लिए इस पूरी जिंदगी दे दी और तुम इतना कुछ नहीं कर सकते मेरे लिए, right? Now I am expecting this from you, expecting it that from you. अपने partners पे हम same चीज करते हैं, right? And see, I'm doing so much for you. Now you need to do this, right? और हम गुस्सा हो जाते हैं, we either become angry or we shut down, become passive aggressive, and we use all the manipulative ways जिसमें कि हम, we can get our things done, but we don't learn the art of just standing up, walking to them and asking them, could you do this for me? I'm so sorry, Seema, your hand is up from a very long time. Please.
That's all right. You were saying all the valid points, so I didn't wanted to I wanted to hear you more. Good evening,
Okay.
everyone. Yeah, so I think when we are doing these open mics, all of the topics are very well connected. If you like to see them or like to hear them again, then you will understand the connection. So if we are saying that love is real and it's not transactional, then maybe when we are filling our cup, maybe if somebody has some issues from the childhood and they got married and further it got wounded more, I mean, it didn't work out, then it gets add on, then the marriage gets over somehow, or maybe you start living in the different rooms, whatever ways people try to just to come out of that. But exactly coming out is not like this. For me it would be like, coming out and healing myself in the sense where I am doing my practicing my self love. And to me the self love looks like when I'm like introspecting, which is not 1 month, 6 months, or 1 year and then I'm done and I'm like out for dating and I feel that everything is all right with me now, whatever is, because I have done the self love. No, I think it is like more coming from awareness. And when I'm lonely, I should not feel that I'm lonely, but because I've become aware of my wounds and I'm healing myself, it should be a beautiful place of solitude where you are trying to understand yourself, purely discovering yourself and practicing self love will be making me altogether a different person because now I know myself. And sharing from that place and sharing from a wounded place is quite different, because when I'm wounded I will be having codependency, I will be having maybe faulty expectations, lot many things, because it's all coming from a place where issues are basically inside me, not anybody outside. So my expectations will be too high, it's not realistic at all. And but when I do the work on myself, one thing that I feel is when you do the work, you are that aware and that conscious about everything in your life that you don't feel like doing the same stuff again in your life. You will not be in the same space to do it, or maybe just go out dating because you'll have better things to do. Maybe before this I was feeling lonely and I wanted a companion, but when I practicing self love and becoming more aware about myself, I maybe feel that I don't need a partner only. What was I doing like all of these years? Maybe I was wasting my time, and then I'll be looking for more other hobbies. Maybe I'll develop something that like I want to like to dance, maybe read different books, go vacations, many things, maybe doing some helping more people like me. So I think it's very essential to not jump from one relation to the another, like a karma is saying, which is like not immediately people do it, but somehow we do it. And then the blame game starts. Oh, this person is also wrong. So not every partner can't be wrong, no? Like if something is getting repeated, it's getting repeated because I am not understanding my patterns and I'm just running away from the work and the introspection that I should be doing in the first place. And so I think that is what the beauty about the self love is. When you actually start introspecting yourself, you will see how deep it is, where it is coming from. So I think everything is interconnected. When you are like completely in you, then you will be ready to have a companion to share or coexist, where you will not be like, okay, if you do this, you meet my checklist, or you will do this, then only I will love you. But if the person is there and I am complete in myself, then I'll be just coexisting without expectations. Maybe I'll have expectations, but they will be like the genuine ones. That is what I feel. I mean, this
Yeah.
is what I want to share.
I will just give you guys a visual picture of what it looks like. So, Seema, two things happen when you enter, in a more evolved relationship, because there is no such thing like two completely healed people, but at least there can be two people who have reached to a sustainable stage where they have like really,
Yeah,
really healed themselves and
yeah,
dissolved their traumas.
true.
So when
Mm,
they meet, it's not like that the expectations are gone,
mm.
but because they are so full in themselves,
Yeah,
right? They're so complete in themselves that they have no problem in
yeah,
offering and meeting the other person's needs. And they have no
yeah,
problem in asking very clearly that I need this. And they know it very clearly because they're coming in the relationship not out of desperation, not out of
yeah,
neediness. It's not like if they don't be with their partner, they're going to die. They are
yeah,
okay where they are. So they both
yeah,
come to a point कि यार पूछना है मांगना है तो मांग लो, because
yeah,
like उनके पास तो है सब कुछ, and
yeah,
they both are coming to give, right? So and
yeah,
also take, so they
yeah,
receive very gracefully, right?
yeah,
That I deserve it because they come from the space that I deserve it. I love you, so you also
yeah,
deserve it.
yeah,
So yeah, let's meet each
exactly.
other's needs and be happy.
Yeah. There's no
While
ego involved. There's no
yeah,
ego involved. It's not coming from the, that ego that comes in friction of seconds, where when we talk about the transactional love or relationships, it's actually a checklist or something कि मैंने तेरे लिए इतना करा, तू मेरे लिए इतना, मैंने किया, तूने तो किया ही नहीं. So you're just keeping a account of how much you have done. It's like a more of a like,
no, you cannot remove transactions
um,
because you cannot remove transactions in this world. It's impossible. The only difference is that they transact differently from a different space. इस ये
okay.
नॉट फ्रॉम द स्पेस कि अरे मैंने तेरे लिए इतना किया ना और तूने
Hmm.
तो नहीं किया, सो आई एम शॉर्ट और यू आर शॉर्ट, आई गिव मोर यू गिव मोर, और अंदर ही
Right.
अंदर देयर इज दिस ऑल दिस लावा हैपनिंग,
Yeah.
एंड जिसने भी कम दिया जिसको लगता है, बिकॉज बोथ ऑफ द पार्टनर्स आर गोइंग टू फील एट द एंड कि मैंने ज्यादा दिया है, ठीक है, एंड
I know.
देन
Yeah.
दे आर गोइंग टू बी रिजेंटफुल अबाउट इट,
Yeah,
राइट? सो
definitely. Uh,
ट्रांजैक्शंस तो होंगे बिकॉज खाना तो हम सभी खाते हैं ना, घर चलाने के
yeah,
लिए
but
पैसे
from
तो
a healthy
सबको चाहिए.
space. Yeah, but from
एग्जैक्टली.
a healthy space. It won't be like something like what should I say? It's not even before that, I guess people are just don't know what they're expecting from each other.
Yes, yes. And a lot of people come from this fear also, na? What if I say this? And a lot of
Uh,
women come from the fear ki I'm a woman, I'm a girl. Or
mm,
maybe men come from this space ki, oh God, I'm superior. Or maybe he
yeah.
comes, in किसी को बड़ी controlling wife मिल गई. That also
Dominating.
happens.
Yeah, yeah,
Dominating.
totally I agree. I think there are more of people, whether it's men and women, sometimes we all go overboard and try to. We all have been, I guess, somewhere knowingly and unknowingly control freaks, somewhere. If not even the family relationships, maybe in the offices, somewhere we must have. I mean, it's like everything is there. It's not ki, oh, you are like completely, oh, मैं तो भगवान हूँ.
Yeah, so transactions are there. The only difference is कि unhealed relationships में हम transaction को unknowingly love का नाम देकर we just mask it. ठीक है कि I love this about him, I love that about him. The guy is saying I love this about him. पता चल रहा है कि लड़का लड़की से बंदी से शादी इसलिए कर रहा है क्योंकि वो अच्छी दिखती है. अब अच्छी
हाँ,
दिखती है
I
का
know,
क्या लेना देना है?
I
क्योंकि
know.
उसको अपनी इमेज बचानी है. It
जानी
has
है, yeah.
nothing to do with love. He's not even
Yeah.
loving that person. He's loving his own image that he's going to create out of it. But in like healed and loving relationships, uh, its transactions are there, but they're not the base of the relationship, ना कि हम
Yeah, true.
मतलब इसी को अपना बेस बना लेंगे.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
those transactions that happen between couple, they start to somewhere use them as bargaining chips, blackmailing chips, things like that. So वहाँ पे you can see कि things are not healthy when they are using them as bargaining chips or as blackmailing chips कि मैंने इतना किया तुमने उतना नहीं किया या ये नहीं किया वो नहीं किया and all that. So so that's a criteria to look for. Is are we talking like that with our partner or is our partner talking like that with us? So that's an indication to see that things are not healthy.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Many times, we hear other stories from women also that um, they the guy marry them and then they introduce them in their circles and then they say if the wife doesn't like to drink or socialize, then husbands will be pushing them to start drinking because other people in the group drink and it doesn't look good if you are not drinking, you are not socializing and all that. So start pushing those kind of expectations, those kind of things that I'm doing so much for you, you can't do this much for me. I'm giving you such a nice lifestyle and all that, and all I'm asking is just drink with my friends and all that. So these kind of obligations we start to build, which is not healthy.
Mhm.
We are not respecting the other person's choices, their sovereignty. We just expect ki, abhi you are my wife or you are my husband, and now this is required, this is expected from you. So we are highlighting those kind of transactions.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Thank you for making me understand that.
Otherwise, as in human form, it is not possible that we will not have transactions with another human being. So that's
Yeah,
the interdependence part. Even in interdependence, we have transactions. We have expectations,
yeah.
but it's more about meeting those expectations in a healthy form rather than building obligations, blackmailing the other person,
Mm.
and saying that I've done so much, can't you do this much and this that kind of thing. So that we have to be aware of those kind of talks.
Yeah,
Yeah. Who else would like to speak? Anybody else? There are so many people on the call, guys. Anything you want to share, like it can just be an experience or maybe a viewpoint or a story you have. So don't think that it's going to be judged or seen as right or wrong. Please, Ronak, go ahead.
Yeah. So I think a few minutes before we were talking about feeling complete in our own self, or when we are lonely, we should when we are alone, we should not feel that we are lonely. that solitude wala feeling. And I think Seema was talking about we should practice self-love. So how we should do that, how to feel complete in our own self, or how to be alone without feeling lonely. What is the practical way of reaching to that state?
By first finding out that what it is that you expected from a company.
Sorry, I didn't get.
So, is this a question that you are asking for yourself, or is this a question in general?
This is a question in general. Yes.
See, general questions we will not be able to play much,
Hmm.
because if you asking for yourself, then I can ask you question and then we can take the conversation. But generally speaking, we can just keep going on and on.
Okay, got
So
it.
general answer for this is to figure out what would you have expected from a company. Now, if you are talking about yourself, I would have asked you the question that what makes you to look for a company. So you can answer that from your point of view, your perspective. We can take the conversation forward. But general, there could be so many permutations, combinations. So which direction would we go? That general conversation doesn't suit anybody.
Okay, okay, got it.
Hmm.
Hmm. Who else? Anyone else would like to talk? Vanshika Kumar, anything you guys want to add?
We can wrap early also if there is nothing to talk.
Yeah, Akarma, I wanted to say something. Like when Seema was asking now that like we should be complete in ourselves, but at the same time in relationships there are going to be transactions. So a lot of people when we say जब हम बोलते हैं उनको कि वी आर कंप्लीट विद इन आवर सेल्स वी हैव हील्ड इसका मतलब ये नहीं होता है कि हम लोग कंप्लीटली हील हो गए बिकॉज कुछ टाइम पहले ना लाइक सम इयर्स बैक इवन आई हैड दिस कंसेप्शन ऑफ लव अनकंडीशनल होता है किसी से कुछ एक्सपेक्ट नहीं करना चाहिए वैसा लव होता है देयर आर सो मेनी मिसकंसेप्शंस एंड लिमिटेड बिलीव्स so now I realize also कि there is a thing like okay if you are in a relationship there should be expectations obviously नहीं तो वो एक जो होता है union बोलते हैं वो कैसे होगा but it should be come from a healed place from a mind where you have healed your wounds and you understand कि ये हेल्दी रिलेशनशिप है यहाँ पे जो एक्सपेक्टेशंस है जो भी ट्रांजैक्शन हो रहा है वो हेल्दी उससे आ रहा है और दोनों की तरफ से वैसा आ रहा है सो दैट इज रियली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड एंड डिस्क्रिमिनेट बहुत वो कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं उसमें दैट इज व्हाट आई वांटेड टू से
True, true.
Yeah, yeah. When the when these expectations start coming from the space of entitlement or rights, that I am this, I am that, or this person is my so and so, and therefore they should do this and they should do that. When we start to look at things from that point of view, then that's a codependency. And that's what basically creates a lot of fuck ups in life. But if we start to see things more from a graceful receiving point of view, that I am alone, nobody is bound to do anything for me. Nobody has any kind of obligation to do anything for me. And if somebody is doing something for me, if I start to receive that as a gift with gracefulness, all of a sudden things just change. That entitlement drops, and then I start to receive things gracefully. And the same way, if I start to see that I'm not obliged to do anything for anyone, but I just want to do it out of love, I want to do it. And the same way, the other person is also doing it out of love. If we start to see things from that way, that things are getting done by me or by other people out of love, then it becomes very harmonious, because now we are not holding anyone responsible for anything, and I'm not holding myself responsible for anything. So that's a state that comes only after I have grounded myself. That is a state which comes when I have looked at my unresourceful conditionings, all the things that have bothered me, my fears, my insecurities, that what if I don't do this, then this will happen. So many a times we do things from that if I stop doing it, then maybe those people will get offended, they'll go away from my life, I'll be left alone, I'll be this, I'll be that. So all those fears that come, that make me do things, I'm not doing it from love, I'm doing it from fear. So it's not that if it was up to me, if somebody will tell me that no matter what, those people are not going to go away from your life, I would not do it.
That is
So
so true. That is so true.
Very true. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm doing it because either I'm getting something out of it or because I'm going to lose something, not because I really want to do it. And if we just observe that, what were the stuffs that we actually did because we really wanted to do it, they were all coming out of love. Yeah.
I guess
so
when you don't,
I
yeah.
had a friend who told me once that she had two kids, two grown-up kids, and she was telling me that they both like rajma, and she likes to make rajma for them as well. And she says that now every time they tell me this is not good, that is not good, namak zyada ho gaya, ye zyada ho gaya, wo zyada ho gaya, it doesn't bother her at all. She says it doesn't bother me at all, because I just love making it for them. Now I can clearly see that if they are not able to receive it, I it doesn't bother me at all anymore. I don't feel pushed at all by their comments, by their feedback. I just enjoy it because I just wanted to make it and I made it. And I know that I tried to make the best rajma. तो कभी नमक ज़्यादा हो गया, कभी मसाला ज़्यादा हो गया, कभी ये हो गया, वो हो गया, that's fine. So she just comes from that space कि कुछ नहीं है, अगर नहीं नहीं अच्छा लगा उनको तो नहीं अच्छा लगा, कोई बात नहीं. It's not that she will feel offended कि मैंने सारा दिन बैठ के बनाया, मैंने सोचा you could have just said nice things, you could have, because this way we indirectly push our kids to lie. So why do that? उनको नहीं अच्छा लगा, उन्होंने फीडबैक दे दिया, ठीक है, नमक ज्यादा हो गया था तो हो गया था, नमक कम हो गया था तो हो गया था, ये हो गया वो हो गया, दैट्स फाइन. बट दैट डिडंट affect the whole frame of mind that she was in whole time. Like raat se she would be feeling like I'll make rajma, she'll soak them and all that. So all that love and all that thing that she's been feeling, वो सिर्फ एक राजमा खाने के टाइम की इवेंट तक तो लिमिटेड नहीं था ना, इट लास्टेड फॉर सो मेनी आवर्स. And she just said, I just enjoy that. That's it from myself.
I'm just feeling wow listening to this, um, whatever you explained, Akarma, because I was listening to all these conversation and I was just feeling that I'm at this point in life where I'm realizing like um, I'm seeing all my patterns very closely around these wounds, like how I like my entitlement traits or how I used to manipulate my loved ones and how I wasn't able to receive the love or even give the love in a healthy way. And sometime back I only said that हम लोग awareness से we can be better like next time, right? But it's so easier said than done. मतलब मैं वही सोच रही थी उसके वो बोलने के बाद कि बोल तो हम बहुत आसानी से दिए कि हाँ पता है कि अवेयरनेस, बट जब हम फेस टू फेस होते हैं उस सिचुएशन में, अब हमें पता है कि अवेयरनेस आ गई है. और अब क्योंकि मैं करेंटली उसी स्टेज में हूँ कि अब अवेयरनेस भी है और अब वो नहीं करना है जो पहले करा है. एंड इट्स सो हार्ड, इट्स वेरी हार्ड टू नॉट डू दैट, बट नाउ यू आर अवेयर. So So yeah, but मतलब yeah, I found it very like you nicely put it कि अच्छा तो फिर कैसे करना होता है मतलब you said ना कि हाँ राजमा मतलब you didn't get offended कि हाँ मैंने एक तो इतने अच्छे से बनाया and they didn't like it मतलब you were like okay नहीं अच्छा लगा तो नहीं लगा मतलब मुझे काफी अच्छा लगा we can this can be resonated for other situations in life that's how we have to be.
Yeah, that's why this process takes a lot of courage, no? In fact, a hell lot of courage. Because going through
Yeah,
your fears is, you know, not easy. That's why
not easy. Yeah.
awareness is the first step. But when it actually comes in front of you, and then the only way for बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं, lot of things जो हमारे अंदर डिसॉल्व हो जाती हैं, बट बहुत सारी ऐसी चीजें होती हैं for which the only way to dissolve is to actually by facing those things.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think biggest thing that change that happens is that that extra noise and drama goes away from your life. And suddenly you start feeling, maybe sometimes people feel, oh, life has become so boring. But actually that is very peaceful place to be, because that extra noise and chaos that we were going through because of our wounding, our faulty expectations, and you suddenly become like, okay, if this person doesn't agree, means they have an individual personality. But yeah, it's like they don't have to be a people pleaser. So this is a very beautiful journey, and it's an ongoing process. I feel even if you like heal yourself, say for whatever awareness I am like aware of my patterns, but say after so many years maybe I come into a relationship and I realize maybe all the patterns that I've healed, they are healed, but something new has come up. So I think healing and triggers and all, maybe from time to time keep shifting, maybe the old ones get healed and maybe something new comes up, and I have not realized while I was healing that, oh, this is also an issue.
Yeah, that will definitely happen, no doubt about that. जब तक life रहेगी तब तक तो problems आएंगी. However, the beautiful part about all this is कि ये जो first iteration करने में जितना time, जितनी awareness, जो इतना ढूंढना पड़ा कि कैसे करना है, वो बहुत cut short हो जाता है. So next time some problem comes and you automatically already know कि इसको heal कैसे करना है. क्योंकि वो
Yeah.
जितना R&D लगाना था वो लगा लिया. वी हैव गॉन थ्रू द होल प्रोसेस. वी नो कि इसकी दवाई कहाँ मिलती है, कैसे खानी है, क्या मेथड है एंड ऑल दैट. सो वो डन. सो एक साइकिल पूरा कंप्लीट हो जाता है ना. वो पहली
Yeah.
साइकिल कंप्लीट होने में बहुत साल लग सकते हैं, बट एक
True.
बार वो मिल गया तो वो फिर कहीं जाता नहीं है. एक बार यू नो हाउ टू बिकम सेल्फ अवेयर, यू नो हाउ टू ऑब्जर्व, तो यू
Yeah.
नाउ नो. बट पहली बार वो करना, उसको सीखना, वो समझना, वो सब करने में काफी टाइम जाता है. देन नेक्स्ट
Yeah.
टाइम सम प्रॉब्लम विल हैपन एंड यू विल बी एबल टू कम आउट ऑफ इट much quickly, much easier,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
maybe the problem could be lot bigger and it will
True.
not impact you as much because now your immune system at a very different level altogether.
Right. Right. Actually, you now have developed a permanent fix in you, which maybe you were struggling when you started this journey of healing, because you were not aware and you were like a trial and error kind of a thing. You were trying to
Exactly.
do so many things and practicing different things कि कहीं से आराम मिल जाए. Then finally, when you, very true, I think the entire process is the very first uh, time when you start your inner work is the altogether a difficult part, because when you even become aware, I think most of the times, at least in my journey, I did not like it only. I mean, I was like in a shock. I was like, what? So it was like this. Oh, and I was like going all over the world. So it was like I have gone into a shock. I was like, okay, now, so dealing with that kind of a feeling also took such a, it was such a like bad days for me. I used to be like, oh my god, how to run away from this feeling of awareness also. So then slowly it settled in, and you started realizing, okay, this is something like, it's like this, and now we need to deal with it.
Exactly, exactly. Well,
Yeah.
after a while, there will be no on and off button. This is how we just become. And
Yeah.
it's like that. Before you knew about your insecure attachment styles and all that, lot of events were happening in your life. Lot of people were coming who were pushing your buttons this way, that way. You didn't even know that it was related to my insecure attachment style. सो नाउ वंस यू बिकम अवेयर, ऐसा तो नहीं है कि वो लोग आपकी लाइफ से कहीं गायब हो जाएंगे, वो तो आपकी और लोग आएंगे, बट नाउ यू बिकम अवेयर कि मुझे ऐसा क्यों होता है, तो अब वो आएंगे भी, तो यू नो कि हाउ टू सेट बाउंड्रीज, हाउ टू स्टे अवे, हाउ टू, यू विल नॉट फील एनीथिंग। पहले जो ये लगता था इनको कुछ बोल दिया, मैं अगर if I don't say this, if I say this will happen, that will happen, all those fears just get addressed. So
Yeah.
next time something like this happen, you very quickly just know how to respond to this kind of situation.
Exactly.
And
A-
before even you get wounded,
Yeah.
you prevent yourself. वो एक्सीडेंट होने से पहले ही आप बचा लेते हो अपने आप
Yeah, very true. Exactly. With this, I can only like to just share one of my life present ongoing situation example is this. So I tried with my ex-husband to do co-parenting, and when I was like a wounded person where I had faulty expectations or a lot of fears in me, this will happen, that will happen, and lot was happening also. So I dropped the idea of co-parenting. But since from the space when I started healing, the biggest difference and achievement for me is now we are doing co-parenting again, and the fears that I hold it are not there only. So suddenly I was looking at the situation, I was like, wow, and it was like for no good reasons I was so afraid, and it's like okay, I mean, it's something like a big achievement because you are like okay, now I can do it. And why I was not able to do it, because yeah, a lot many fears were there in my life because it didn't work, so it won't work again with my kid. Yeah, but it's such beautiful thing that I'm facing, that I have no fears that whether he will manipulate my son or not. I'm not bothered. I'll be very honest. I'm bothered about one thing, that I have a good bond with my son and he does have an understanding. And so I didn't wanted him to be deprived of his father's love. So I'm able to do it. Before this, I was like, oh my God, what are you saying? Co-parenting with him. I've tried. No, no, not at all. The thought of it used to make me so fearful. Now, when I have healed myself, my attachment style have told me that where the insecurity was coming and all the fears were coming, it's a great help. And it's good because it's just one part of my life. And I'm just hoping with more practice for my self-love and with becoming more healed version of my own self, I think I'll be able to achieve myself. So very true. When you are even whatever way, uh, time or whatever way you are in your journey of healing, um, you become aware and you immediately come back to yourself, rather than when your mind is creating so many stories, fears. That is the biggest change that I feel after healing my wounded self and now becoming aware and becoming self-worth. So half of the time I know what is happening around me, and it does not affect me as bad as it used to. Otherwise, it used to take a toll on me months, days, and maybe some years also. Now it's like maybe one day and I'm done. Like maybe 15, 20 minutes and I'm like, okay, fine. No issues at all. I'm okay.
Exactly,
I'm there.
exactly.
Yeah.
ये because some people also ask us this thing that मुझे तो अभी भी गुस्सा आता है, मुझे तो अभी भी डर लगता है, and all that. And my answer has always been कि वो तो
गुस्सा तो
तभी
आएगा.
जाएगा जब हम मरेंगे.
I
So
know, गुस्सा
it's
तो
not
आएगा.
like कि गुस्सा तो आएगा ही, fear होगा ही. See, I
Yeah.
personally feel कि fear is a very good thing. Fear is our friend. Fear का
Yeah.
मतलब क्या होता है? Fear is like your smoke alarm. तो
Yeah.
अगर आपके घर में आग लगी है, स्मोक है और स्मोक अलार्म बज रहा है, तो आप जाके स्मोक अलार्म को तोड़ते हो या आग को कंट्रोल करने की कोशिश करते हो? हम स्मोक अलार्म को तोड़ने की कोशिश करते हैं कि स्मोक अलार्म बज रहा है, मुझे बहुत अनकंफर्टेबल हो रहा है, तो आग
Mm.
पे ध्यान ही नहीं है, स्मोक अलार्म को
Correct.
तोड़ने पे लगे. तो फियर होता है, फियर का मतलब है कि माई कंफर्ट जोन हैज फिनिश्ड.
Yeah.
जब आपका एक्सपीरियंस, नॉलेज, कंफर्ट जोन जो आपके सामने एक प्रॉब्लम आई है, जो भी सिचुएशन आई है,
हम्म,
उस सिचुएशन को डील करने के लिए आपके पास अब एनफ स्किल्स नहीं है। आपका जितना
हम्म,
कंफर्ट जोन, जितनी नॉलेज, जितना कुछ था, वो सब खत्म हो गया। अब यू हैव रीच
हम्म,
द बाउंड्री। जब आप वो बाउंड्री पे पहुंचते हो तो आपका सेंसर ट्रिगर होता है और आपका वो स्मोक अलार्म बजने लगता है कि अब खत्म, अब मेरे को पता नहीं इसको डील कैसे करना है। तो यहाँ पे
true.
स्मोक अलार्म बज रहा है। दैट इज व्हाट फियर इज। तो इसमें
Yeah.
घबराना क्यों है? वो तो अच्छी बात है ना, आपको बता रहा है कि अब आपके पास स्किल्स नहीं, तो स्किल्स अरेंज करो, टॉक टू
Hmm.
समवन, गेट गाइडेंस, अपस्किल योरसेल्फ। उससे फियर से ही डर के बैठ
guys,
जाएंगे कि कैसे अब ये फियर आ रहा है, मैं कैसे इसको डील करूं? अरे तो फिर यू फोल्ड बैक इन योर कंफर्ट जोन, तो कैसे डील करोगे?
Yeah, I think most of the times we are circling in our fears only and assumptions.
guys, I'm so sorry to interrupt. I guess Lavish raised his hand
Acha,
like long
okay.
time back.
हाँ,
So I just wanted to ask
So
him
sorry.
what he wanted to ask. Lavish, you want to say something? Go ahead.
हेलो। मेरा प्रश्न ये है कि जब भी कोई घर में या किसी से भी मेरा इश्यू होता है तो मुझे प्रूफ करना होता है कि हमेशा, चाहे उसकी जरूरत हो चाहे ना हो, बट मुझे प्रूफ करना है। अदरवाइज मतलब उस टाइम मुझे कोई कितना भी समझाए कि इसकी जरूरत नहीं है, पर मैं उस टाइम धरती आसमान एक कर देती हूँ कि मुझे तो प्रूफ करना है ऐसे कि मैं ठीक हूँ, या फिर ये बात ऐसे ही थी, चाहे वो मेरे लिए बाद में कितनी भी प्रॉब्लम्स क्रिएट कर दे।
राइट। तो क्यों प्रूफ करना होता है? अभी तो सब बोल भी रहे हैं ना दैट यू डोंट नीड टू प्रूव एनीथिंग। क्या
मैम
मिलता है वो
यस कि
करके?
जैसे जो मेरे हितैषी होते हैं वो मुझे उस टाइम समझाते भी हैं बहुत बार कि प्रूफ करना जरूरी नहीं है, बट उस टाइम मेरे माइंड पे इतना ज्यादा प्रेशर आता है कि मुझे किसी की बातें सुनती ही नहीं है। मतलब मुझे नहीं पता कि ऐसा बिहेवियर मेरा क्यों हो गया, कैसे हो गया, कि जब भी मुझे लगता है कि हाँ इसने झूठ बोला है या कोई झूठ बोल रहा है, वो झूठ बोलना उसकी मर्जी है, बाद में समझ में भी आता है कि या कोई मुझे प्रोवोक कर रहा है अपने मर्जी, मतलब अपने हिसाब से वो मुझे वो कर रहा है कंट्रोल, कि भाई मैं परेशान हो जाऊं या मैं ऐसे चिल्लाऊं या अपना नुकसान करूं। बट जब ये सिचुएशन कोई ऐसे थोड़ा सा मुझे पुश करता है और मैं बहुत ज्यादा हो जाती हूँ, बाद में समझ में आ जाता है 1-2 घंटे के लिए। और ये चीजें बहुत दिनों से मैं सीख भी रही हूँ कि मुझे ऐसे नहीं करना, नहीं करना, पर फिर भी सिचुएशन वही आके हो जाता है कि सीखते सीखते भी लास्ट टाइम फिर वही हो जाता है कि मुझे प्रूफ करना है, और मुझे फिर अजीबोगरीब हरकतें हो जाती हैं मुझसे।
राइट, राइट। तो जब आप उस मोड में हो ना, व्हेन जब आपको ऐसा लग रहा है कि आपको वो प्रूफ करना है,
हाँ
तो
जी
उस
मैम।
पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पे आपको अपने आप से ये क्वेश्चन पूछना जरूरी है कि ये करके मुझे मिल क्या रहा है? ठीक
मैम
है,
उस
व्हाट?
टाइम
हाँ,
मुझे मतलब इतना समझ में नहीं आता ना कि मुझे ये नहीं करना या मुझे क्या मिलेगा, ये चीजें मेरा माइंड सोच नहीं पाता, बस मुझे प्रूफ करना होता है उस टाइम, चाहे मुझे कोई कितना पकड़े या बोले कि बस चुप हो जा, शांत। मतलब मैं इस चीज पे 2-3 साल से काम कर रही हूँ, जैसे इश्यूज होते हैं कुछ मैटर्स पे घरों में, और वो चलते हैं
आप
एक एक
क्या
दो दो
काम कर रहे
साल
हो, आप ये बता सकते हो? 2-3 सालों से क्या काम कर रहे
सर एक्चुअली जैसे इन लॉज हैं मेरे, तो ये प्रॉपर्टी का इशू चल रहा है, तो जैसे जो मेरे अदर साइड पार्टी है, मेरे देवर देवरानी, वो मतलब छोटी छोटी बातें इधर उधर की, जैसे मेरे बहन भाइयों को इन्वॉल्व कर लेना या मेरे बारे में कुछ गलत बोलना कि भाई करेक्टर पे, मतलब मुझे पता है मैंने कुछ नहीं किया, बट फिर मुझे प्रूफ करना होता है, जैसे मुझे पता भी है कि वो गलत बोल रहे हैं, जानबूझ के मुझे उकसा रहे
हो?
हैं,
आपने
और
ये
मुझे
बोला कि मैं 2-3 सालों से काम कर रही हूँ इस पे, क्या काम कर
हाँ,
रही हूँ, मैं
कि
वो जानना चाहता
मैं जब भी कुछ ऐसी प्रॉब्लम होती है मैं सब कुछ लिखती हूँ, मैं सोचती हूँ कि मैं आगे से ये नहीं करूंगी, चाहे मुझे कोई कितना भी प्रोवोक करे, मुझे नहीं चिल्लाना, ना मुझे किसी को अब्यूज करना, चाहे वो मुझे कुछ भी बोले।
हूँ। और वो वर्क हुआ?
नहीं, थोड़ा सा बेटर, थोड़ा सा पहले से। पहले तो बहुत ज्यादा हाइपर हो जाता था कि कुछ समझ में नहीं
तो
आता
इससे
था।
आपको इससे आपको क्या पता चला?
इससे ये
अगर
पता
आपने
चला कि
कुछ तरीका अपनाया और वो 2-3 साल से आप अपना रहे हो और उससे थोड़ा फर्क ही पड़ा है, तो इससे आपको क्या समझ में आता है? इस तरीके का क्या मतलब हुआ?
नहीं, मुझे मतलब फिर बाद में नहीं समझ में आ रहा कि मैं कैसे इम्प्रूव करूं, इम्प्रूव नहीं हो पा रहा।
हाँ, वो तो मैं समझ गया, पर मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि आपने किसी से बात की क्या इस बारे में कि मैं इसको कैसे इम्प्रूव करूं या क्या करूं?
हाँ, मैंने
कभी
की,
बात नहीं
जैसे
की?
जो मुझे ठीक लगता है, जो मुझे ऐसे लगता है, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इन चीजों के होने से मुझे किसी पर बिलीव ही नहीं है। मुझे मतलब मेरे सिवा या फिर मेरी सिस्टर या मेरे हस्बैंड के सिवा मैं तीसरे बंदे पे बिलीव ही नहीं कर पाती, मुझे किसी की सुननी नहीं है।
हाँ, तो फिर हमारी सुनोगे?
हाँ बिल्कुल।
क्यों हमारी क्यों सुनोगे? हमारे पे कैसे बिलीव है आपको?
क्योंकि मैं अपना इंस्पिरेशन अपनी सिस्टर को मानती हूँ, वो आपको फॉलो करती हैं, आपकी क्लासेस लेती हैं, उन्होंने मुझे सजेस्ट किया है, मैं उनकी सुनती हूँ।
अच्छा, ओके, तो योर सिस्टर, ये वो भी हमारे ग्रुप में ही है क्या?
यस।
अच्छा, ओके ओके, ठीक है। तो आपको ये जानना है कि इसको सॉल्व कैसे करना
यस, कि जो सिचुएशन होती है, हाई पीक हो जाता है मेरे माइंड में रकस का, कि मैं बहुत ज्यादा बोलने लग जाती हूँ, चिल्लाने लग जाती हूँ, कोई मुझे थोड़ा सा पुश करे, मुझे इतना वो नहीं रहता उस टाइम कि मुझे इतनी वो होश तो होना चाहिए कि मुझे नहीं बोलना, या फिर ये छोटी सी बातें हैं, बस कोई बहुत बात बोलने की जरूरत है और मुझे शुरू होना है। मतलब मैं नहीं चाहती ये सब करना, पर और उस टाइम मुझे चाहे कितना कोई समझा ले करंट सिचुएशन पे कि मत बोल, इससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ना या इससे कुछ शॉर्ट आउट नहीं होगा, पर मुझे बोलना है और अपने आप को हर्ट करना है बोल बोल के 2-3 दिन कंटिन्यू।
है? तो अभी बोल बोल के एनर्जी खत्म हो गई है, अभी यू हैव एग्जॉस्टेड, तो अब आपको कुछ नया तरीका ढूंढना
नहीं, आई एम सो सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट, बट यू यूज द वर्ड, आपने वर्ड यूज किया ना, आपको हर्ट होता है, राइट?
हाँ,
एंड
मुझे
आपको
बहुत
ये
हर्ट होता है जब मैं शांत हो जाती हूँ ये सब करके, तो मुझे अपने लिए दुख होता है कि मैं अपने आप को हर्ट कर रही हूँ। जिन लोगों को मतलब वो लोग, ये चीजें मुझे समझ में आ रही है और लोग बार बार मुझे मतलब
हाँ, तो
प्रवोक
आपको ये
करते
तो
हैं
रियलाइज
जानबूझ
हो
के।
गया कि ये पोक जो लोग करते हैं, और ये पोक होने के बाद आपको, आप जैसे रिएक्ट करते हो उससे आपको हर्ट होता है,
हाँ।
राइट? और ये आपको हर्ट होता है, ये भी समझ में आने के बाद भी आप वो
हाँ।
चीज कर रहे हो।
हाँ, और कोई
ठीक
इतना
है।
ज्यादा सुधार भी नहीं है उसमें
हाँ,
कि वो थोड़ा
ठीक है।
कमी हो गया हो या
हाँ,
उसमें मैंने सुधार किया हो।
तो दैट इज व्हाट टू आस्क, यू नीड टू आस्क योरसेल्फ, आपको अपने आप से पूछना पड़ेगा कि मुझे पता भी है कि मुझे हर्ट
हम्म।
हो रहा है इस चीज
हम्म।
से, मुझे पता है दैट जिसको मैं हर्ट करने वाली हूँ मैं खुद ही हूँ, मैं फिर भी कर रही हूँ, तो इसका मतलब है कि आप उस टाइम पे जब रिएक्ट कर रहे हो, सो
हाँ,
कुछ कुछ तो मिल रहा होगा आपको, राइट?
मुझे
एंड ये,
सेटिस्फेक्शन मिलती है उस टाइम बोल बोल के।
हाँ, हाँ, एग्जैक्टली, एग्जैक्टली। तो ये दोनों चीजें कॉन्ट्राडिक्टरी एक्सपीरियंसेस हैं, ठीक है? और ये कॉन्ट्राडिक्टरी एक्सपीरियंस आपके अंदर हो रहा है। सो इफ यू, अगर हम बात करते हैं, जैसे एक लॉ ऑफ डिसोनेंस होता है विच आई टॉक अबाउट अ लॉट, की लॉ ऑफ कॉग्निटिव डिसोनेंस। तो आइदर
हम्म।
यू मेक पीस विद कि हाँ, मुझे सेटिस्फेक्शन मिल रहा है तो मैं करूंगी,
हम्म।
राइट? आइदर आइदर यू एक्सेप्ट दैट फैक्ट कि मेरे को इस यही करने में सेटिस्फेक्शन मिलता है, बीइंग एंग्री इज माय एरिया ऑफ बीइंग सेटिस्फाइड विद इट, एंड मेरे को इसी में खुशी मिलता है, मैं यही करूंगी, राइट? या तो आप वो चूज कर लो, या तो आप ये चूज कर लो कि आई विल नॉट डू इट, ठीक है? एंड आई विल, क्योंकि इससे मुझे हर्ट होता है, तो अब मैं अपने आप को और हर्ट नहीं करूंगी, आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू डू दिस, राइट? बिकॉज इसमें आपने अपने आप को खुद फंसा लिया, दैट यू आर डूइंग टू टू थिंग्स, कि आप आपको ये भी पता है कि आपको यही करके सेटिस्फेक्शन मिलता है, और आप ये भी बोल रहे हो कि ये करके मुझे हर्ट भी होता है। तो ये दोनों चीजें में अगर आप फंसे रहोगे तो आप एक साइड से दूसरे साइड घूमते रहोगे इस पे।
मैम देखो, दो पर्सनैलिटी काम कर रही है। जिस टाइम इश्यूज होते हैं, कोई मुझे पिंच करता है, उस टाइम मुझे बोल के सेटिस्फेक्शन होता है, और फिर उसके बाद मुझे वैसे हर्ट होता है कि उन लोगों का जो भी काम था वो सक्सेस हो गया, कि मेरी बेवकूफी की वजह से, कि वो चाहते थे मुझे चिल्लवाना या फिर मुझसे गलत हरकतें करवाना मेरे गुस्से की वजह से। तो मतलब मैं उस टाइम मेरे को मतलब वो नहीं रहता, मेरे को होश ही नहीं रहता कि मुझे नहीं बोलना। उस टाइम कोई थॉट्स नहीं आती मेरे माइंड में, सिर्फ अ, ये चीजें करने के अलावा ये वाली चीजें नहीं
और
आती, अच्छी वाली थॉट्स
ये वाली
पॉजिटिव
जो,
की मुझे।
हाँ अच्छा, ये जो अभी आप कर रहे हो, ये अभी ही कर रहे हो, ये अभी 2-3 साल से हो रहा है या पहले भी होता था?
नहीं, पहले भी होता था, शादी से पहले भी होता था, जैसे कि किसी ने बात नहीं मानी
हाँ
तो उससे गुस्सा हो जाना, या फिर मेरी बात मानो,
हाँ
पहले भी होता
हाँ,
था।
तो
पर
करेक्ट।
पहले
तो
कम था, अब ज्यादा हो, मतलब पहले पेरेंट्स थे, भाई बहन थे, वो फॉरगिव कर देते थे, प्यार कर लेते थे, तो इतना नहीं फील होता था कभी भी, बट अब होता है।
हाँ हाँ, तो कहने का मतलब ये है कि ये ये अभी डेवलप तो अभी नहीं हुआ है, डेवलप तो बहुत पहले हो चुका था।
हम्म
अब हाँ चलो, पहले इंटेंसिटी कम थी, अभी इंटेंसिटी ज्यादा हो गई है, तो ये कुछ नया नहीं क्रिएट हुआ है। इसकी बस ये जो ये जो वुंड है, ये जो घाव है, ये बहुत पुराना है और अब ज्यादा इस पे चोट लगी है, अब ज्यादा
हम्म
प्रॉब्लम हुई है ना। तो
हम्म
तो पहला तो ये देखने की जरूरत है इसमें कि ये आ कहाँ से रहा है, ये हुआ कैसे, ऐसे आप ऐसे ऐसे बने कैसे। तो कोई भी चीज सॉल्व करने के लिए पहले उसको जान तो लो, पहले अच्छी तरह से डायग्नोस तो कर लो। आप दवाई के पीछे पड़े हो, लेकिन दवाई इफेक्टिव है नहीं है, मेथड करेक्ट है नहीं है, वो तो इस पे डिपेंड करेगा ना कि पहले डायग्नोसिस तो करो उसकी ठीक से, कहाँ से आया है, क्यों आया, कब से डेवलप हुआ है, कब स्टार्टिंग कहाँ से हुई।
बट ये मुझे कंफर्म कैसे होगा कि ये चीजें कहाँ से शुरू हुई, कैसे शुरू हुई और क्यों शुरू हुई?
पहला,
मुझे नहीं लगता कि मैं ढूंढ सकती हूँ ये रीजन भी।
हाँ हाँ, ओके, हाँ, तो दो तरीके हैं, या तो आप किसी के साथ बैठ के ये बात करो और काम करो इस चीज के ऊपर, क्योंकि कोई आपको गाइड करे कि ये आपसे कुछ इस तरह से क्वेश्चंस पूछे, ताकि आप इसको पहले ठीक से इसको डायग्नोस कर सको कि बीमारी क्या है, एक्चुअली में सॉल्व क्या करना है। आपको जो गुस्सा आ रहा है और जो आप बोल रहे हो, वो तो सिर्फ ऊपर ऊपर के सिम्टम्स हैं, अंदर बीमारी तो कुछ और ही है। वो तो प्रॉब्लम इज नॉट कि आपका ये एंगर को इशू को रिजॉल्व करे, वो तो अपने आप सॉल्व होगा जब हम इन चीजों को देखेंगे ठीक
ये
से कि
37 होगा क्या,
क्या
5
है।
वाला?
तो
ये 36
कीर्ति,
है।
कैन यू म्यूट योर, हाँ, तो
आई एम सो सॉरी।
तो इसके दो तरीके हैं, या तो आप किसी के साथ काम करो और किसी के साथ बात करके ठीक से गाइडेंस लो इस चीज की कि ये कैसे हो सकता है। अगर आप चाहो तो हमारे साथ बात कर सकते हो कि इस कॉल पे तो हम नहीं उतने डिटेल में जा पाएंगे यहाँ पे,
नहीं, मैं
ऑलमोस्ट
पर्सनल कॉल ले लूंगी, वो मेरी सिस्टर ने मुझे कर दिया एडवाइस कि पर्सनल कॉल भी
हाँ
ले लेंगे
हाँ,
हम।
पर्सनल कॉल ले लो, क्योंकि 20 लोग हैं यहाँ पे कॉल पे, हम अगर हम इसमें चलेंगे तो फिर वो उनको ना वो सब,
यस
दिस इज
यस,
नॉट
बिल्कुल।
जस्ट दैट, राइट। और
यस।
दूसरा तरीका है कि जैसे सीमा बता रही थी, हमने ई लर्निंग जर्नी क्रिएट की है बहुत सारी। इसमें मुझे लगता है कि जो सबसे पहली आपको करने की जरूरत है, और वो यही है कि एक अटैचमेंट स्टाइल की हमने एक जर्नी क्रिएट की है। तो 4 तरह के अटैचमेंट स्टाइल होते हैं, जिसमें 3 इनसिक्योर अटैचमेंट स्टाइल्स हैं और एक सिक्योर अटैचमेंट स्टाइल। तो हम फंसे होते हैं अपने इनसिक्योर अटैचमेंट स्टाइल कि वो कहाँ से आ रहा है। वो उसके जो क्वेश्चन मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ, वो क्वेश्चन ऑलरेडी लिखे हुए हैं उससे, आपको बैठ के उन क्वेश्चन का आंसर करना है और उसको देखना है कि ये कहाँ से आ रहा है, कब डिवेलप हुआ, कैसे डिवेलप हुआ, इसका इम्पैक्ट मेरे ऊपर क्या आ रहा है, और उसमें आपको ये गाइडेंस भी मिलेगी कि इसको सॉल्व कैसे करना है, आगे कैसे बढ़ना है। ठीक है, तो उस अब वो ये है कि वो एक कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव तरीका है जो हमने क्रिएट किया है। मैनी पीपल आर नॉट एबल टू अफोर्ड वन ऑन वन कोचिंग, तो हम जो बोलते हैं कि आप वो करो, उसमें हम आपको अपना पर्सनल टाइम तो नहीं दे पाएंगे, लेकिन उसमें हमने वो जर्नी क्रिएट कर दी है। वो क्वेश्चन हैं, जो क्वेश्चन आपको आंसर करने हैं, जो बोल रहे हो मुझे कैसे पता चलेगा कि क्या क्वेश्चन पूछने हैं, तो क्वेश्चन ऑलरेडी वहाँ पे रिटर्न है, तो यू आंसर देम, और उससे आपको क्लैरिटी आएगी कि क्या है। अगर आपको लगता है कि नहीं मेरे पास उतना टाइम और एनर्जी नहीं है कि मैं बैठ के अकेले ये सब करूं, तो फिर हाँ हमसे अलग से कॉल बुक करो और वी विल देन गेट मोर इन द डिटेल्स ऑफ दिस।
ओके।
तो ये जो गुस्सा आ रहा है और ये जो सब चीजें आ रही हैं, अंडरस्टैंड वन थिंग कि ये सिर्फ ऊपर ऊपर के रिएक्शन हैं। ये गुस्सा, फ्रस्ट्रेशन, एंगर, ये सारी चीजें, सैडनेस, डिप्रेशन, ये प्रॉब्लम नहीं होती हैं, ये सिम्टम्स होते हैं किसी और ही प्रॉब्लम के। अगर आपके पेट में अल्सर है और आपको पेन हो रहा है, तो आप पेन किलर नहीं लेते हो, आप अल्सर की दवाई लेते हो। पेन तो अपने आप चला जाएगा ना।
यस।
तो इसलिए फोकस इस चीज पे नहीं करना है कि मैं ऐसे बात कर देती हूँ, मैं ये कर देती हूँ, मैं वो कर देती हूँ। फोकस इस चीज पे करना है कि ऐसे क्यों कर देते हो। और जब वो क्यों का आंसर मिलना शुरू हो जाएगा, जब वो रिजॉल्व होना शुरू हो जाएगा, तो अपने आप आपके जो रिएक्शन रिस्पॉन्सेज हैं वो अपने आप चेंज हो जाएंगे। उसके बाद भी कुछ थोड़ा बहुत बचेगा तो उसको देखेंगे, लेकिन नॉर्मली वो अपने आप रिजॉल्व हो जाते हैं। वो उस पर इतना ध्यान देने की शुरू में जरूरत नहीं है। ध्यान इस पे दो कि ये बीमारी का ओरिजिन क्या है, कहाँ से आ रही है।
ओके।
तो चेक, अगर आपको हमसे पर्सनली बात करनी है तो वी विल शेयर द लिंक। आप हमारे साथ कॉल बुक कर लेना। अदरवाइज अगर आपको खुद से करना है तो DIY स्टाइल ई लर्निंग जर्नीज भी अवेलेबल हैं। अपने आप के लिए अपने आप को 2-3 महीने दो, और काफी सारी जर्नीज हैं वहाँ पे जो आपको हेल्प करेंगी। यू स्टार्ट विद, हम आपको बता सकते हैं कि कहाँ से स्टार्ट करना है, तो वहाँ से स्टार्ट करो। अपने आप को थोड़ा टाइम दो। हम बोलते हैं 3 महीने, हम 3 महीने का ये मतलब नहीं है, जब भी हम बोलते हैं कि आपको अपनी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करने में या रिजल्ट आने में 3 महीने लगेंगे, हम ये बोलते हैं कि 3 महीने अपने आप को दो पेशेंटली। रिजल्ट तो आपको एक हफ्ते में ही आना, डिफरेंस तो आपको एक हफ्ते में ही आना का दिखना शुरू हो जाएगा कि कुछ कुछ आ रहा है, कुछ डिफरेंस आ रहा है। मैं खुद अंदर थोड़ा सा ग्राउंडेड फील कर रही हूँ, थोड़ा काम फील कर रही हूँ, अभी मैं उतना रिएक्ट नहीं कर रही जैसे मैं पहले कर देती थी। तो वो जो अभी एफर्ट लगा के जो अपने आप को रोकना पड़ता है ना, वो एफर्ट लगा के रोकना थोड़ा कम होना शुरू हो जाएगा। और फिर धीरे धीरे अपने आप ये चीजें जो है, आपको जब अवेयरनेस आनी शुरू हो जाएगी कि ये क्यों हो रहा है, कैसे हो रहा है, कहाँ से आया है, क्यों आया है, वो अपने आप डिजॉल्व जब होना, वो विल गाइड यू कि उसको डिजॉल्व कैसे करना है, और वो सब देर वो होता है, तो ये सारी चीजें अपने आप से डिजॉल्व होने। तो ये दो तरीके हैं, जो भी सही लगता है, यू सी।
ओके, थैंक यू।
हाँ, बाकी हमारे वेबसाइट पे ये कॉल्स जैसे हम अभी कर रहे हैं, रिकॉर्ड हो रही है, ऐसे ही ऑलमोस्ट 50 कॉल्स पहले की रिकॉर्डेड हैं हमारे यूट्यूब वीडियो पे, यूट्यूब चैनल पे। तो वो देखो, देखो उनमें से जैसे टाइटल्स पढ़ो। टाइटल अगर आपको कोई लगता है कि हाँ ये टाइटल थोड़ा रेजोनेट हो रहा है, तो वो सुनो वो कॉल को। हो सकता है कि उसमें से कोई कुछ हमारी बातें चल रही हैं, बहुत सारे लोग अपनी स्टोरी शेयर करते हैं, आप शायद कहीं से रेजोनेट हो, हमने उनको कुछ बताया हो, तो हो सकता है वो चीज आपको भी लगे कि हाँ ये मैं भी ट्राई कर सकती हूँ, ऐसे कर सकती हूँ। तो वो कॉल सुनो।
ठीक है।
तो अगर
थैंक यू।
आपको ये लगता है कि हाँ मैं अकेले नहीं कर पाऊंगी, मेरे पास इतनी टाइम एनर्जी नहीं है कि मैं कॉल सुनूं, ये अपने आप फिगर आउट करूं एंड ऑल दैट, तो फिर कॉल बुक कर लो हमारे साथ।
हाँ
अदरवाइज यू
जी।
डू इट योरसेल्फ।
ओके ओके।
ठीक है।
Cool. Amazing. We are already past 8. So, guys, anything you want to share or ask anybody else? Then we'll wrap up the call. Yes,
Someone.
Maheshwari.
Hi, ma'am, and Karma, sir. Actually, I have been doing this e-learning program, and this has really helped me because I could understand where I am standing and what I need to work out. But the thing is, like, I couldn't do it very continuously. It was on and off, but I completed the first set of the 21 days, and what I felt was it really helped me to understand, why I'm blaming and what my actually my grounded position is, where I have to set my foundation. But then I also drift a lot. It's not like there is no continuity here. I feel that today I have done well and I'm in on track, but the next day again I fall back. No, that really hurts me. And as we keep on digging ourselves, that pain is also there. So that hurt was sometimes it was so much that I couldn't, continue doing the next day. So I don't know whether this is okay to be like this, or like as you were telling, I have to book for a personal call and
Uh,
have a yes, yes.
See, um, yes, what you are saying is correct. That um, this method we have created mostly from cost effectiveness point of view. That we wanted more and more people to be able to look after themselves in a very cost effective way. Now, we are not able to provide our personal assistance in this one on one because of that reason. So we do assume that there will be certain level of discipline and commitment that you need to bring in this. So we do assume that you have to discipline yourself and um, form a certain routine and hold yourself accountable. You can maybe ask a family member or a friend to hold you responsible, who can ask you, did you do it today, or how did you go, and all that. So some kind of accountability you have to figure out to create. That is there. Uh, our advice is always that try and take out 30 minutes a day and do it. I also understand that sometimes we feel demotivated to do it, and that's okay. If you take a 1 or 2 days break, that's fine. If it's a 21 days journey, we've always said that if you complete it in 25 days, 30 days, it's okay. Don't complete a 21-day journey in 15 days. Don't try to just think, yeah, आज मेरे पास time है तो मैं कर लेती हूँ 4 दिन का आज ही कर लेती हूँ. So no, don't do it like that. Do it with the pace that we have designed, because there is a certain reason we have done it that. We don't want you to drink all the medicine in one day and then feel कि आज time है तो आज ही सारी पी लेती हूँ, अभी 6 दिन क्या करना है. So it's not like that. So do it that way. If 1 or 2 days get skipped, you slip, it's fine. Don't feel too much guilty about it and don't feel and all that. That's okay. Just fine. Just get up and start wherever you left and continue. Um, just see how you can hold yourself more responsible, hold yourself more accountable. How can you be more disciplined? Um, just try to become a bit better at your time management that way. So these skills will help you in other areas anyway, not just only to complete e-learning journeys, but if you can do your own time management better, you will benefit from it in other areas also. You'll become good at time management. So prioritizing, time management, holding yourself responsible, disciplining, commitment, all these virtues, all these um, qualities you will develop in order to complete the e-learning journey. They are bonus. They will go a long way for you. It's it's more it's actually a much better side effect. Even after you've completed e-learning journeys, you will still know, okay, now I've become better at time management, better at prioritizing. So it's fine. It's fine. If you slip for a few days, it's okay. Don't worry. Don't Don't bother too much about it. Don't feel too much guilty about it. Just get up and do wherever you left. And if it's slipping too much and you feel that no, I don't think that I can do it alone. I need personal handholding. Then yes, then speak to us. Then we'll see.
Yeah, and one more thing I wanted to say for Madheshwari is, as you use the word falling back, right? So even if we have brought awareness and we have done the healing work, let's suppose there was a situation which was coming in your life, 10 times in a day or a week, right? And you were reacting exactly in the same way all the 10 times. But now, once you could react differently, but again, 9 out of 10 times, you again ended up doing the same thing, right? So it's very natural, it's very normal. These wounds and traumas we have been carrying since our whole lives, right? The beauty is that earlier you were miserable for 10 times, now you're only miserable for 9 times. And this, like everything else, this becomes better with practice. So it's okay if you have fallen back in the same pattern for 9 times. It will improve and slowly it will become 8, and then it will become 7, and then 6. Likewise, it will reduce, right? So the time will reduce, the time of the pain will reduce, the intensity will reduce. The with the moment you become aware, pehle it's possible earlier that you were feeling bad for an hour. Maybe after this you feel bad only for 50 minutes, now 40 minutes. So as you move on this journey, it's not that in 3 months all your issues will be resolved and you're not going to fall back. You're going to fall back lesser and lesser. So don't be so hard on yourself that, oh my God, I have taken this journey and I have done the healing work and now I again behaved that way. See that there were times, there were moments when you didn't behave that way, right? So because that's how the journey is. It's not like, a linear fashion ki abhi, we crossed one path and then we are not going to fall. It's like a marathon. You slowly, keep running. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to add. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you,
Mm.
and Karma sir also. Actually, yes, yesterday an incident happened which really made me very pathetic, because now I could find that my patterns, as you said, previously the 10 times which I was irritable or whatever, that was actually was unseen to me. But now after the journey, I could really myself, and I could judge myself that how much I have fallen back. So that was giving me very bad vibes. I was going into guilt also, that probably and there won't be any much improvement in my life, something like that. I felt very little pathetic about it. So that's what I wanted to share here.
Yeah. So to address that problem, one thing I would say is that start celebrating small wins. As Anamika is saying that earlier you were falling short 10 times, now you are falling short 9 times. Don't focus on 9 times. Focus that one was good. So I improved. I prevented myself from not falling in one time. So motivate yourself with those small wins. So pat your back that I did something. I was able to not fall 1 out of 10 times now. So any small win, anything, just celebrate, just feel good and hold on to that feeling that I am improving. And initially it will take some time. So in the early days, because you are doing this first time, see, this is a backlog of so many years. You've not done a proper healing process before. You're doing it first time. So when you're doing it first time, the results will take a little longer to come. But as you become good at this, as you practice this more, this process will accelerate. So if you were able to solve one problem in 6 months, the other 6 months you might be able to solve five problems all of a sudden. So it will accelerate. You just have to keep doing it. And even if you miss few days here and there, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Just keep doing it. Don't stop it. Keep doing it and celebrate small wins. Remind yourself that I am able to now do this. So one of the things which I learned many years ago, when I used to, you know, I used to do entrepreneurship development for entrepreneurs and startups. So I used to conduct a camp called Business Inception Camp, 5 day camp. And in one of the things which I used to tell them, I just remembered this as we are talking, is you make to-do list. You make your things that I want to do this, do that. So everybody makes a lot of to-do lists. I sometimes have 5, 6 to-do lists. One for the day, one for the week, one for the month, one for the quarter, like that. So we create our to-do lists and all that. That's what we need to do. I used to tell them make an achievement list also. So put a separate page somewhere and put there what have you achieved. So keep track of your achievements also. Don't just remind, just put it there so you can see them that I have achieved this. So start creating an achievements list also. That way it will inspire you that I have come this far. Even if it's 5% improvement, it is still improvement. Acknowledge it. That earlier you were struggling 100%, now you're only struggling 95%. So put that on your achievement list that I've been able to do this. So don't measure how much left, measure how far you have come as well. Does that make sense, Malik?
Yes, yes, Akarma. Thank you. And the thing that you have, the solution that you have given me is celebrate your achievement is truly wonderful, because I think that is what actually keeps us, going forward. Otherwise, if we keep on collecting the negativities alone, only negativities will be left there. So this is a wonderful thing. I wish that, yes,
Collect negativity. That's okay. Collect negativities, but collect positivities also, no?
true. Yeah, that I am
Yeah.
discounting.
So yeah. So why not focus on both? So it's okay to focus how much is left, how much more work to do. That is okay. Also focus on how much you have done. So that is the balance. That's how you can see that I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Even if it's 2% improvement, 3%, 5% improvement, it's good. Every week, every 1 month, you put that now I have learned this. Now I am able to do this. So put on your achievement is that what was it that you were not able to do last month, but this month you are observing that now I am able to do this. Last month I used to get angry and I used to stay angry for whole day or whole week. Now I only stay angry for 2 days. Now I only stay angry for 1 hour. So don't say I'm still angry, I'm still angry, I'm still angry. See that it has reduced. It has come from 1 week to 1 day. That's big achievement.
Yes, true. Thank you.
Cool. That's amazing. Great. Um, yeah. So anybody else wants to ask something, or else we'll wrap up. It's 8:32. So I guess it's time for us to wrap up the call. Today's topic was
Yes.
you always walk alone together. So this sentence, uh, when we use the word alone, just like the other two contemplation pointers, they coexist, like this one also coexists. You're never alone and you're always alone, and both at the same point of time. Because and that's where you enter a kind of a non-dual state, because there are people in your life and they are there and you love them, but you also know that there are going to be things which you are meant to do on your own. You have to take ownership and responsibility for. And also even if you feel that you're alone, and people get into the extremes that, oh my god, I'm alone, and you're never alone. Actually, it's just that always, not just in the form of people, we are always surrounded. We are not alone. So we have a habit of going into extremes. We either depend too much on people or too less, right? We either take too much responsibility, we make ourselves responsible for like literally everything, even about things we cannot control, even about things for which we need to ask for help, for actually we need to depend on people. And we or we just depend ourselves too much that everybody else has to make me happy. So there needs to come a point where both of these things can coexist. I'm happy being alone, and that is why I'm happy with people, right? I'm happy with people, but I'm not afraid to be alone. So likewise, in a healthy state, both of these things coexist together. So I'll just summarize the last 3 pointers. Love is a one-way street. Relationships are not. And both of these sentences coexist. The second, love is real, but it cannot be shown to us by others. They also coexist. And today's that we always walk alone together. This also coexists. All of these 3 things coexist together, right? So this is for all the people who are there, who want to contemplate more on this. We are there in the group. You're welcome to share, whatever realizations or experiences or stories you get out of these discussions, get out of these pointers. We are there. We'll continue the conversation over there. And we'll see you guys on the coming Wednesday with a new topic. And this series is over. Probably we will do this series again after some time. Cool. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Have a superb evening.
Thank you, Karma. Thank you, Namika. Bye. Good
Thank
night,
you.
everyone.
Take care. Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much,
everyone.
Abhamaji and
Bye.
Anamika. Thank you very much.
Thank
After a
you.
long time I've joined. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Glad you joined,
Bye.
Saurabh. Good night.